Starting over again. That is the story of our guest today, who asks dating coach V, what is life after love? Former beauty queen and now DJ Renee Soraya tells us about her story on Love Hacks.
Love hacks, we got you. No need to be sad.
Beautiful day, ladies. Renee and Coach V, hello.
Beautiful day, Ann and Paul. Welcome, Renee, to the show.
To be here.
Welcome, Renee. Syempre, first and foremost, we gotta know more about the beautiful Renee over here. So you used to be a beauty queen, but once a beauty queen, always a beauty
Always
queen.
a beauty queen.
Yes.
For sure. I mean, like your time, I believe, at Binibining Pilipinas, you actually, you said it was 10 years ago. I don't
10
believe
years.
that because you seem fresh out of
Yeah,
the beauty
the
queen
fashion.
scene.
Oh.
It's the Pinoy genes.
Yeah.
And then you DJ at night, yes?
I do, yes.
Okay.
All right. So you're here with a question that Coach V would love to answer, and at the same time, she brought it towards us as well, and we were so interested. So we'll let you ask it. We'll let you explain the background of why you're asking this as well. All right.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
So I just got out of a relationship 1 year ago, almost 1.5 years ago. And I'm almost in my mid-30s now. Long-term relationship. How do you start over? So many years have passed, and how do you start over? Where do I start? How about the dating scene? Diba? So many questions.
Okay. So we'll
Long-term relationship.
We'll dive deep into it first before we let Coach V answer. I hope that's okay. So Renee, let's start off. How long was this relationship?
Good.
Almost 8.5 years.
8.5.
8.5
That's a good chunk of my adult life.
No, yeah, I
Oh,
agree.
yeah.
So 8.5, and was the ending mutual or was it not so?
Amicable naman.
Oo.
But you know, when you date with the intention of marrying,
Yeah.
it's always so sad, diba? But human beings are so complex. And, you know,
That's
things-
true.
Things don't always go as planned. And now that I'm much older and wiser, I don't think the same. I'm not the same person 8-10 years ago.
Yeah.
So how do I start? I don't even know how to regain my individuality. Things like that. You
Understand,
know?
yeah. All right. And you have any other?
Was your partner Filipino?
He's Phil Am.
Phil Am. Okay.
Sige. All right. Coach V, I'm
Area
sure you
of
have
expertise
thoughts. Oh,
niya
area of
yan.
expertise to
Ni
ni
Coach
Coach
V.
V.
Phil Am Okay.
Oh, basta intercultural.
Yeah.
Ganyan si Coach V.
Intercultural.
Oo.
But I really feel for Renee because just like her, like during my 20s also, I was like in a relationship most of my life, and then I hit 30 and that's where I lost that relationship. That's about your also, no?
Similar.
Yeah.
So imagine if you really think about it, it's a little bit sad at the beginning because most of your 20s is gone. And people would tell us that ano yung peak ng mga ladies?
20s. Pag
Eh,
lagpas mo ng 30s,
Diba? So it's really depressing if you hear that. But my loves, the good news is, just like what we've talked about in the previous episode of Love Hacks, is it's not about the age, it's about the vibe.
vibe.
Yes.
Alright, noted.
So what does that mean? So we've like working with singles for more than 10 years, we've found that men will go for somebody not necessarily younger, but someone who is still playful, someone emotionally available, someone who is not bitter. Because what happens is when we get older, we sometimes carry a lot of baggage, and yun yung ayaw ng mga lalaki. Yung parang sobrang dilim na ng vibe mo because of all the past hurts that you've had.
Yes, I agree.
So siguro my question is like how you are when you go on dates. Are you still this woman who is playful just like when we were in high school, di ba? Feminine, or are you this woman who is parang pununan, like very guarded already because of what happened to you in your past relationship?
Yeah, I don't want to be that kind of person. You know.
So how are you
I
when
don't
you're
want to be a
dating
bitter
right now?
person. I'm open.
Okay.
I'm very open. I'm hopeful. I'm very wary of a lot of people in their 30s and 40s tend to date a little bit with trust issues.
Yeah.
Guards are up. I don't want to be this person. I don't want to be a bitter person. I'm
Yeah.
very hopeful and open naman.
So I just
Matagal
want.
na ba since the breakup?
1.5 years.
1.5 years.
1.5
yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually want to ask here about whether or not if you can do a self-assessment for us.
Self-assessment.
Whether or not you feel na may baggage pa rin that you're carrying. or do you felt like okay, you're ready to move on, or maybe it's still a bit there?
I think it will always a special part of that will always be in your heart, but I wouldn't call it baggage.
Okay.
It's good to learn the lessons that came along that relationship. But yeah, always good to assess, no?
Yeah.
But bitterness and baggage are negative words.
Yes, I
I
understand.
guess just awareness is the right.
So 1 year and a half since the breakup, have you started dating casually after that, or?
I dipped my toes
Once in a
in
while.
Okay.
Actually, once pa lang, I dipped my toes
Really,
once.
just
Kasi,
once. Okay.
I'm trying to focus more on myself, building myself again, rebuilding myself again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I dipped my toes into dating, and I think I will kind of take it slow. Pero sabi nila, bilisan mo, wala ka na oras, and then take it
Yeah.
slow. So, yun yung mga bagay, di ba?
But I'm curious because you want to know where to begin again.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if you're still in touch with the guy. Is he
have you
still
cut
in your
things
life?
off?
or
Civil kami.
you don't see?
Civil.
Civil naman
Okay.
sila.
Kasi
Okay
I-
naman, civil naman kami.
Parang I feel like it's hard kasi to move on when his presence is still there.
Oh, yeah, it's
in
so
your
hard.
life.
Yeah,
Diba?
definitely.
We've talked about this several times on the show, diba, Coach V? Na parang
Absolutely.
when your ex is still in the picture,
Yes.
kahit na you're not together anymore, parang it's hard to
It's so
move
hard.
forward.
Yes,
diba?
because that's still energy going to your ex instead of investing it to somebody new, diba? But I think what's also happening with Renee is like she is also very wary because she wants to date with an intention of marriage. She doesn't
Yes.
want to play around, no?
Yeah.
And it doesn't help to hear people saying na, oh, why are you taking your time? You're already 30 plus, diba? You have to hurry. So those narratives, yun yung nakaka-pressure. my
Nakaka-pressure
loves.
talaga.
Is it? Okay. So, like right now, when you hear those statement, especially if you're coming out of the relationship, then you sometimes think na maybe I should just go for anyone. But,
Oh,
diba?
don't.
Diba?
Mamadali, you're rushing.
Nagmamadali, yeah.
Pwede na to, okay na to. Basta
Right?
may kasama sa buhay.
Correct.
Oh no, don't settle.
All right.
Yeah.
Don't settle talaga.
It reminds me of a point that Coach V made in the past that looking for a partner is a conscious choice, and it requires investment of time and effort. You actually had a percentage for it, if I'm not mistaken, Coach V, sa self-care and actually
Yes.
working for the right partner. Is that the direction you would suggest to our friend? To
Yes.
try and find that particular relationship that would suit what she's looking for, and at the same time na tamang partner.
Right. So first, before I answer that question, I'd like to just share that you see in dating, even a beautiful person still gets experience a hard time because
Yeah.
it's just really the dating landscape nowadays.
Yeah, I
So
understand.
whether you're a beauty queen or you're a regular human being, sometimes love is a little bit tricky, no?
Yeah.
But for friend right here, Renee, like what I would highly recommend is not to like be scared of like dipping her toes again. Sabi nga niya, 'di ba? You dipped your toes once. But eventually, like once you become, because I believe in practice again. She's been in a relationship for 8 years. That means not dating for almost most of your years, no?
Yeah, most of
So my
adult
loves,
years.
just think about once you meet your somebody, you cannot play and you cannot get to know people already. So this is the perfect opportunity for you to get to know as much people as you can and then decide at the end. And when I say at the end, it really depends on you. Don't let other people decide na the end means 35 kasi kailangan mo pang magkaanak. Like the end means maybe you've already met somebody that I'm done getting to know people, I'm done playing, this is my person. So really, numbers game. That's one
Numbers
of
game.
Yes.
How does that make you
Sounds
feel?
exhausting.
Sounds
Yes.
exhausting.
Sounds exhausting.
How does that? Well, she
Totoo.
says it sounds exhausting. So is it, or is it something? How would you approach people who say that?
So the way that we approach it in our coaching, when somebody says it sounds exhausting, it's because you're thinking of it as a work. But if you think of it as a source of oh, I get to know a new person. That means pwede ko siyang maging boyfriend, maging business partner, pwede kong ma-refer sa iba kong single friends. So, really that mindset na I don't have to pressure myself to like this person. I could refer this person. I could have this as a friend. So, date, although I know that you want to date to marry, but like date to
Ideally.
really just find the qualities of the person that you want to be with in the future.
Wow. I like that.
Great advice, Coachy.
So I have a question.
Go lang.
Ako,
Go ahead.
diba?
No, I mean, can I just say, her advice basically also says that baka magiging matchmaker ka rin.
Maging magaling na ako sa...
So referrals.
Okay,
Yes.
so we advise her to, meet. This is a perfect chance to meet a lot of people,
Yeah,
and
not to
then,
be overly careful.
yeah,
just
at
go for
at
it.
the end, choose the one that you really want to spend your life with, diba?
Yes.
But also there is this scenario na she has been with one person for
All her-
8 years, and that is a long time, of you not being alone, you not making your own personal choice na ikaw lang yung iniisip mo, 'di ba? So, pwede din ba na, she does not intentionally look for new dates, but more work on herself first and enjoy this time finally
time.
of just being
Single.
Back
single
to myself,
and,
yeah.
diba? Kasi parang 8
That's
years,
what I'm doing.
That's a long time, diba?
Yeah.
Long time.
That's true. I think tama, no? That's what
That's
you're
what I'm
already
doing, yeah.
doing. But again, just like what we've mentioned in the previous love hacks, you don't have to stop dating just because you're working on yourself. It could go side by side, especially if you have goals in life such as I want to have kids and I want to have. When do you want to have a family?
Well, I don't want to say. I'm nearing my 30s. I'm
Diba?
nearing my mid 30s,
Yes.
and ideally, childbearing years are limited. And if you want at least 2 kids before 40,
Yeah. So yan yung ideal mo. 2
kailangan
kids.
medyo. Well, this is society's idea.
Yeah. What's your
Ideals.
idea?
What's your idea, my love?
Well, it would be nice to have 2 children before 40s.
Okay.
That's the number. This is the
Yeah.
picture, right?
All right.
Okay.
So, ibig sabihin, kailangan ko na medyo mag-rush.
You don't necessarily have to rush when you have the money for freezing of eggs.
That's also true.
That's an
Yeah,
option.
that is an option.
Yes,
Yeah.
because the worst thing that could happen is, like, based on research, women who panic and get married or have babies with baby daddies regrets their divorce twice as those who didn't panic, and increases their annulment and divorce rate by 2 times.
Kasi
So-
parang if you panic, you tend to settle.
Yeah.
you
So
tend
kung
to-
sino na lang yung dumating,
Correct.
yun na.
And
you love
tend-
the baby but not the partner.
Yes, you tend to find somebody just to have a baby with, and not somebody to really have a life partner.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yun ang nakakatakot. But it's very also interesting. Di ba, Renee, there are studies that show that sometimes some of the most beautiful women, they're also the loneliest. You know why?
I've
They're
read that study. Yeah.
successful?
Huh?
Because they're successful and
They
they're
have
intimidating.
higher standards.
Because
Well-
they're so beautiful, people are scared to even approach
Intimidated.
Told
them.
you, intimidated.
Intimidated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and this is a real thing. This is
This is
really
a real
happening.
thing.
So, there are a lot of stigmas na, maganda ka naman, like madali
Oh,
lang.
madali lang yan.
But tell us about your experience about, like,
Oh my God,
dating, get to
everyone
know
says
people.
that. Everyone says that you can have whoever you'd like, but that's not the case. And people are more, I think men are very choosy, and we all know that men would favor women in their 20s. So these are the things also. So it's not just she's pretty, but sometimes men would go for the more average.
Yes, totoo yun. Because men, although during playtime years, they want, of course, somebody younger, but then they're looking for, like, wife material. Wife material means, sino ba yung peaceful na babae? Sino ba yung agreeable na babae?
Agreeableness.
Diba? Sino ba yung supportive na babae? And you know what, love? We're talking about the preferences of men. But I know your standards increased as well, because now that you're 30s, marami ding lalaking hindi nakakapasa sa'yo. O, diba?
Yeah, that's the thing, no? I think we have to kind of set realistic expectations. Standards. Hindi masyado mataas.
Actually, that's a good question because Coach V, how do you deal with that? Yung, like, if you couldn't find a partner that you
Meets
have
yours.
ideally, right? do you lower yung standards? How do you adjust to the standards? Kasi minsan like kung hanap mo bilyonaryo and
Ilan
then
lang by
pero
economy.
milyonaryo lang.
Milyonaryo lang, pwede na ba?
Milyonaryo
So
lang.
paano yan?
Hindi na
So,
masama.
nakakatakot.
Hindi na masama.
Oh, yan. Noted, Renee.
Pwede na. Pwede na rin.
Hindi na masama yun. No? So, nakakatakot yung term na lower your standards.
Yeah, exactly.
Because none of us wants to do that. None of us wants to settle for less or go for Shrek, di ba? Somebody that
Yeah.
pinilit lang. So,
Shreking.
It's still a form of
Shreking.
settling kasi.
It's a form of settling,
Yeah.
I agree. But for some women, especially beautiful and successful women, the way that they are being content in their relationship is they're being strategic about their dating. Strategic means if you can afford to go out of the country, if you can afford to pay for a exclusive gym membership, if you could afford to attend a conference where CEOs and billionaires can go, please
around.
use your money to have access to those kinds of people. So that's being strategic.
Okay.
Okay, wow. I personally learned a bit.
Advice.
Renee,
Yeah.
I hope this helped. Did you feel
Great
that you learned a bit?
advice, Coach. Yes, this quick conversation, I've learned so much.
Yeah.
Definitely mentally taking notes.
And also being a DJ, akala ng iba, oh, you're a DJ, a lot of people are coming up to you.
Oh, kasi
that's-
exposed siya.
But
Always.
that's a challenge because men have stigmas. They wouldn't
Stigma.
date DJs, right?
Party girl yan.
Party girl yan.
Excuse
But my
me.
love, this girl is very, it's conservative. Hindi lang halata dahil sa profession niya. So it's really...
DJs are nerds.
I
Music nerds.
So my girlfriend's a DJ. So I was gonna say, and I agree. She's they're surprisingly conservative.
Diba?
They're
Yeah.
music lovers. you
Yeah,
know?
they are. They're music lovers.
They just wanna listen to music, nice music.
Exactly. They like
So,
the art of mixing.
yeah, so men, do not be intimidated. Even they're so beautiful, they also need love. So go approach. Go for somebody above your league. And
Ayan,
try.
there you go. You
Punch
should
up.
follow Renee
Punch
Soraya on her socials. Guys,
Please
all those
promote
who are
Renee.
watching right now,
Please
if,
stop applying on our Facebook page and YouTube pages.
if
Where
you want a date with Renee, all you have to do is to message her on her
no, no, no,
What's
no,
your
no,
socials?
no.
Tell us
Go
about
through her agent, Coach V.
Slide.
Dating Coach
Yes.
V.
Actually, you have to go through
Please
me
call my
first.
agent.
But before we end this segment, Renee, we always ask this final question to our guests. Our show is called Beautiful Day. So what makes your day beautiful?
The absence of annoyance.
Parang yun ang
Inconveniences.
pinaka-complex answer na nakuha
I
natin for
love
that
that
question.
answer.
Absence of annoyance and minor inconveniences.
I like that.
That
And
would be
that's
nice and beautiful.
And that is a warning for the guys who's planning to court Renee. Please do not be annoying.
Don't be a source
Yes.
of annoyance and
Thank you
inconvenience.
so much, Renee Soraya, for sharing your story with us. And thank you for today's Love Hacks, Coach V.
Thank you, guys.
Always enjoy it.
Fun.
I like how